Welcome back in, everybody. It's been a bit of a longer break than we're used to here, but I hope you've had time to get yourself something to eat, something to drink. Go for it. Maybe a quick walk, get some stretches in there. Maybe even a pub or two as well if you're playing some turbo matches. Um, Looking forward to this one. UALEIKUMNIHAO versus Nemiga gaming. Nemiga, and I think they are going to be both looking towards pushing towards the top of the table. Hayes coming through from the old Rune Eaters, the old Project Armor, the old V Stack, which was a teammate of TA2K. A little bit disappointed when those two split up, but seems like TA is doing quite well on Oradu Thunder's the new quest, and yeah. Now Hayes looking to step up on UALEIKUMNIHAO and make a name for himself here. Division 2 push through to Division 1. Meanwhile, Nemiga, they did lose Kiritich over to VP, and I think that's a big loss for them. He was, young, great, exciting player, but they still have Maureen, Hellscream, Vazia, Sobad to back them up, and then you've got Violent coming in here as well. And Violent, okay, I had a few choice words for Violent when he was on B. I didn't think he was good enough for the division, to be honest. To be completely honest, I really didn't think he was a good enough player. He was always being caught out of position. He was not gelling with the rest of the team. And before Bait ended up going down and moving over to NA, I wasn't impressed with Violent. But the matches I've seen in other events coming through from Violent, I have started to, look at it. He's looking like he's improving, looking like a bit of a better player. And again, I'm hoping that he's going to be able to show everyone that he can do. And again, Nemiga, probably one of the favourites to push through into that top spot, get themselves back into Division 1. So I'm looking forward to seeing how both Nemiga and UALEIKUMNIHAO are going to play in the division, because I do think they are the two favourites to go up, pushing through to those qualifier spots to get themselves up in Division 1 again. You've got to remember that Bait roster was was it a year ago? It was about a year ago. So he's had a lot of time, of time to catch up and evolve on Violent. And like I say, I do think he's evolved his hero pool, because a lot of the heroes that we were seeing were, for the time, out of the meta heroes, still out of the meta at the minute. Things like the Wraith King, just the heroes that like to fight, but he could just never get himself in the right position. I know it sounds like I'm kind of focusing on Violent, but he is kind of this newest player, so I'm hoping he can fit in with Nemiga and have just get himself on, move himself forward, and carry on going through and again, evolving as a player. And I think Nemiga are going to be one of the better orcs to do it, even though there are some young players on there. Maureen, pretty young as himself. They've made some great leaps and bounds, and I think this is where you need to look up. You need to step up from that kind of like, because it was a couple of pub star teams that Violent were on in the last few matches, that stepping up into a bit of a more professional outfit, and yeah, taking these professional matches seriously. So UALEIKUMNIHAO, again, to me the standout is Hayes. If he has a good game, heroes, his wheelhouse is heroes like the Puck, coming back into popularity as well. The Ember Spirit looking not bad, which is going to be banned out this time. But yeah, to me, Hayes, Plintmos, Sugarat, Murray, and Baxon. Murray and Baxon, I'm not 100% familiar with, but Plintmos a familiar name. Sugarat here as well. So I do think they have the potential, and I'm looking forward to seeing how both these teams go. And now I'm done with my speech. Let's actually have a look at the draft. The Primal Beast is going to be the band here with the Rubik and the Spectre. The Broodmother, the Ember Spirit, and the Bloodseeker going out here with Nemiga. Picking up the Pangolier. Yeah, Maureen loves the Pangolier, so I'm not surprised to see that coming out first phase, making sure it's not going to be taken away from him. Snapfire coming out here as well for Nemiga. Good, solid hero. Surprised we're not seeing it a bit more with these push heroes coming out, like the Beastmaster, like the Nature's Prophet, the Enchantress even being picked up in that role. The Broodmother is mostly banned, but every time that comes out as well, I'm expecting the Snapfire to be there as well. The Scatterblast being able to go through the trains. In this particular match, yeah, the Lycan being banned out as well. Beastmaster actually hasn't been banned out yet, so I wonder if UALEIKUMNIHAO, he does seem to be the most popular off-lane hero when he's not banned out. Nemiga have the first pick in the next round as well. So I wonder if UALEIKUMNIHAO, they want to take that away. They take away the Terrorblade instead. And yeah, Nemiga, they have that option if they want to here, because they're going to have this next round of picks in the next phase. So they could ban out potentially something like the Enchantress if they wanted to, and then pick up the Beastmaster. But again, the Beastmaster, if it doesn't get a good start, if it comes up against an opponent that's not really going to play up well against in the lane, we've seen, especially with the Disruptor coming out, they could shift that Nature's Prophet to the offlane, pick up the Monkey King here on the UALEIKUMNIHAO, they ban out the Beastmaster themselves. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. What's left push potential-wise? The Enigma? Would you want to go for that one on Nemiga, though?
10 seconds remaining.
It's not
Radiant
bad.
team pick.
We're going to go for the ET instead. I was going to say it's not bad, the Enigma, but it just seems like if it doesn't get a quick blink, and especially with the Disruptor coming out as well, yeah, the Disruptor, you can never really use the Black Hole because of the Glimpse, because the Static Storm coming out as well. So probably not an option here for Nemiga. In this match in particular, Elder Titan will come through.
5 seconds remaining.
If you were watching Division 1, we saw a great match where Team Spirit went for the ET and then the offlane Earthshaker. And thanks to the ET obviously being able to boost up the damage that heroes can do, you know, with the natural order, Earthshaker just ran wild. So I wonder if Nemiga taking some lessons here from Team Spirit. I might want to combine this ET in the offlane with the Earthshaker. Meanwhile, Death Prophet, how did I forget about this hero? Every single series, if it's not banned out in the first phase, does seem to make an appearance. And that's the double push. Yeah, ROBBNROLL, they've got the double push coming through from the Exorcism on the Death Prophet, the Nature's Prophet here as well, going for the trains, trying to push down these lanes. We'll be able to make a rotation with a teleportation skill as well. Yeah, they go for the Clockwork, so some protection. Looking like the off lane, excuse me, the position for Disruptor playing the off lane. Clockwork safe with the Prophet. So Nemiga, how do they want to respond with this? First of all, I mean, they do have the final pick, so they can see what the potential offlane is going to be here. No, they just go straight for the Morphlin. Okay. So, Violent Morphlin. Pango probably being played by Maureen here in the mid lane as well. We'll see if it's going to be a core Snapfire, or if you want to run that in the lane with the... Because you probably want to run that in the lane up against the Nature's Prophet, right? Do the damage to the Treants.
5 seconds remaining.
So, Nemiga, what do they actually want to finish this draft off with? Potentially looking for an offlane. I mean, they could go for... Let's take a look at the heroes at the left. Just bring those up. What do you want? You've got yourself... Let's see what the bans are going to be first as well. ROBBNROLL, probably going to be running that Nature's Prophet. I'd say 99% in the safe lane. You know, so both teams now potentially looking for offlaners. So there'll be the ban here from ROBBNROLL. What is left? The Beastmaster's ban out. The Doom is available as well as the... No, the Primal Beast has been ban out, right? Yeah, first ban there for ROBBNROLL. So yeah, that's taken away. Magnus, Earthshaker, pretty popular. Darkseer getting a little bit more popular as well. The Abaddon making a return to the scene.
5 seconds remaining.
Is there... There's no room for something like the Brewmaster yet in the meta. It's just not there. Timbersaw has been showing up, and in fact, up against the Snapfire ET, Timbersaw might not be the worst pick here for the side of ROBBNROLL, as the Puck does get ban out. So maybe thinking this is going to be the offlane Death Prophet up against the Morphlin. Yeah, it's not a bad load of damage to come through from the Death Prophet onto the Morph. The Morph obviously has the attribute shift, so Spirit Siphon does come through. It's not max HP based anymore, but it's still a decent chunk of damage. So maybe potentially this is going to be... Yeah, they ban out the Storm Spirit here as well, so maybe think this is going to be the Death Prophet in the offlane. So looking for a mid lane for ROBBNROLL. If it's going to be Haze's hero... No, it's going to be the Enigma still. And... it's going to be on ROBBNROLL's team. Do Nemiga go for a silencer? They've played it in the past. You know, they love a bit of silencer. You can put the Snapfire if you wanted to on that core position. Go for the 5 ET.
5 seconds remaining.
And just get your silencer out here. It's just the threat of the black hole silence, right? You know, it means that the Enigma, it's mind games all the way through. If they wanted to, they could run a Snapfire. No, they couldn't run a Snapfire Rubik, because Rubik was the second ban from ROBBNROLL. So Nemiga, how do they want to draft this one? It's still a good lineup here, even with the Enigma being out for Nemiga. I think... Well, I'll see what the last pick's going to be. But I've just not been impressed with it. I mean, they've got the triple push lineup here as well. So ROBBNROLL, they could look to get aggressive very early on, because the Morphling does want to be farming up his items. He might go towards that Lincoln Sphere after the Falcon's Blade, or into a Skadi, something like that, to look to fight. With the trains coming out, the 6 with the Death Prophet with the Exorcism, and then you've got the Eidolons as well. It could be that as soon as Death Prophet hits the 6, Aleikumnihaо, they group up as 5, and they look for the fights, they look to push down towers, they look to take objectives. So something maybe with a bit of wave clear, like a Jakiro, something like that. I'm still fixated on the Snapfire core, and probably more than likely port.
You may now select
Okay,
your heroes.
Dawnbreaker. So it's something a little bit different. Yeah, Marine Valiant playing up the Pangolin. We'll see. It's going to be Vazia on the Dawnbreaker, and I do like this hero. Was just about, but I like that the hero can put the pressure on with the Starbreak. I forgot the name of the spell there for a second. He's got a great amount of wave clear with the hammer as well. You throw that hammer out, you've got the burn that's going to be on the ground. You come in with the Starbreaker as well. You take down any of these Eidolons or the trains pushing in. And yeah, up against Plintimos in the lane, if he tries to get himself away with the Sprout, or he tries to Sprout you with the help of Bex, and you're maybe coming in, you're just going to be able to throw out the Celestial Hammer, get right on top of this Prophet. I think it's a lot of damage. Just deciding which way around the
10 seconds
the supports to
remaining.
go, it looks like. But Scream on the Elder Titan, and Sober on the Snapfire. So, looking at this lineup, it is going to be the position for ET. I think I prefer Nemiga's drafts. Again, even though the Enigma comes out, and there's a big amount of push potential on the side of Leikumnihaо, I'm just not impressed with the Enigma offlane at the minute. It wants to build into the Greaves. It wants like a pipe in there. And then it wants to go in for a blink, and it wants a BKB. There's a massive shopping list of things this Enigma wants, and it can't get them all at once. So if it does go for the Greaves first, Shagrat goes for the Greaves first on the Enigma, there's the potential that you're going to be trying to get in on a Black Hole when there's a Split Earth coming out, or there's a Celestial Hammer. Although Enigma is considered a counter to the Dawnbreaker until the Enigma gets that BKB out, though. The Solar Guardian from the Dawnbreaker will be cancelling black holes. If anyone from the side of Nemiga gets caught in it, and Shagarat doesn't get that black hole out, immediately throw out the Solar Guardian. And you will stun and you'll stop that black hole from the Enigma until that BKB is up. So, first draft, I think we're going to get a video from EGB, and then, I think Nemiga, they might have a better lineup. We'll find out after this video here from EGB.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
That's how it's done.
So we get ourselves back in, and yeah, take a look at the player cams. We've even got a bit of night vision coming in here from Aleikumnihao, and we'll see how this one is going to go. I think I still prefer the draft from Nemiga just a little bit. But if Aleikumnihao get that momentum going, get very early aggression out, this, the Nature's Prophet TPs into the lane, helps the Death Prophet push out with the Exorcism. You've got the Eidolons to push in as well. You can see that, you'll find that Nemiga are going to start to lose objectives very quickly. And that might be what Aleikumnihao they need. That little bit of early momentum to propel themselves into a good position, close Nemiga's map off, and look to take game number 1 away from them. So we'll see how it's going to fall here in game number 1. He's in the mid lane, in the river even. Baxham, he's playing peekaboo behind the tree, looking for somebody who's rotating here for this rune. And Violent can take the bait. So bad backing him up though. We'll see the odds. Nemiga coming in as the favourites, but yeah, I don't think there's a hell of a lot between these two teams. And I think we might actually see a full 3-game series here today. I think the difference between these two of them, it's not massive. So we'll see how Nihao are going to be able to get themselves in, and what the game plan's going to be. But again, I don't think there's a massive gap between the two teams, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. Hopefully it goes to that full 3-game series, because I do think the quality is here to whichever way this first game goes, for the other team to rebound back and force it to that 3rd game. Shagrat coming into the lane here. Violent, I wonder if he goes for the early point into the waveform as well. I know level 1 Morphlin's always going to go into the attribute shift. That's the bottom lane. Let's take a look, see. Yeah, Palintimos starting off with the Blightstone here on the Nature's Prophet. Hellscream, obviously 2 melee heroes, but he does have that Astral Spirit. So once he hits that level 2, the Stomp comes out as well. Murray's going to be careful about how far forward he comes, because if that Stomp comes out, Hellscream's going to get a hell of a lot of damage coming through with the Astral. And Vizia might just be able to capitalize on the Stomp as well with the Starbreaker. Murray might get caught out and killed off. In fact, could be taking a lot of damage now as well. The Glint comes out, but not before a good couple of right clicks. And just look at how quickly Murray loses his life here. Palintimos might not be as at risk because he can hide behind the treants. Maybe a Sprout to come out at level 2 as well. Or even if he needs it, he's going to have that teleportation skill. And then a TP scroll to get him back to the lane if he does get fairly down low. Yeah, Hellscream, he gets glimpsed, takes some damage. And Murray's going to be playing body blocker here between the Nature's Prophet and the side of Nemiga. How close is he to the 2 as well? Probably about this next couple of creeps on Hellscream. Meanwhile, back in the top lane, how is Sobad looking? He's just looking to push out, get some denies now as well. The cookie comes out, it doesn't land onto the clockwork. So Bexon might continue to look for the push-in. Yeah, only level 1 as well. Clockwork, no cogs. There will be a waveform to come out here from the Morphlane if he does get caught down in the cogs. So, Violent should be, I'm not saying will be, but should be alright in this lane. 17 last hits as well here for Violent. So a pretty good start here up against LeikumniHao. Bexon's going to walk himself in. Battery Assault comes through. But Sobad, if he needs it, he's got a cookie. Violent just going to stand his ground now as well. They don't want to try and go for this when the waveform comes out. And in fact, it's going to be Sobad that goes down. And Violent, he might not be too far from falling now as well. Trying to use that attribute shift. Doesn't want to use too much. But yeah, the waveform comes out. Maybe a bit of an overcommitment there. They couldn't get the damage. Couldn't get the kill. And Sobad not able to walk himself away. So has to come in with a respawn. Violent's going to be careful as well. The battery assault comes through here. Violent, he's just going to go for the waveform away, I think, here. But with the double control, Scatterblast will come through Bexon. He's going to take some damage right back. But Violent, you've got to walk away. Even the fortification going to be used here, it looks like, just to push it onto the tier 1 and get as much aggro onto Violent as possible. And Violent having to be very careful with this attribute shift. Waits for the lane to push back out. Yeah, should be able to clean up a few creeps here as well, but this is going to be a double wave pushing into this, and Violent, not a lot of health left here. Shagarat, he's got himself that Malefice as well. Bexon can walk himself in with the battery assault, and we might find that Violent ends up losing a lot of his life here if this creeps. Well, Sobad has the cookie Scatterblast, so if you do want to walk yourself in like this, was that Scatterblast to come out, but it's still creeps, so the cookie comes out for the stun, and the tower, it goes for the aggro onto the clockwork, and the Scatterblast can come through with the shots from the tower if the clockwork won't go down. Malrine in the mid lane as well, just looking for the wards, but it looks like they want to get aggressive here. Sobad once again, the Malefice being used onto the Snapfire, and with these Eidolons pushing through underneath the tier 1 tower, they don't have the wave clear yet from the side of Nemiga to be able to push this one out. Scatterblast comes through, and was that waveform as well. He's just looking for the last hits here on Violent, but it does mean that he's going to be taking a lot of damage from the Eidolons. He's got himself a tango, a single tango, so he's going to be fine. Rocket Flare comes out a little bit later. If that had come out like a second later, they would have been able to get the kill into the Violent, because Violent would have been on 1 health here with the attribute shift. But as it stands, it came out just a little bit early, and Violent did help. Cookie comes out now as well. Does he want to go for this? Was that waveform? Might be able to get the damage onto Bexon. Actually waveforms himself away for the clockwork. Going for Shagger right now. Instead, Bexon throws out that Rocket Flare. But Violent, with the adaptive strike, will be able to get the kill. Just maybe now looking for... He's got he's got the Falcon's Blades. No regen though. Playing it close to the best here, Violent. Bottom lane, Vazic comes in with a Celestial Hammer. Starbreaker used now as well. In the trees are Palintimos trying to run himself away. Do you have enough for the kill? It looks like Hellscream had already used the... Actually gone for the 2 points to the Astral Spirit and nothing into the Stomp. So no Echo Stomp setup here just yet for Hellscream. But still, not doing too bad at all here, Vizia. Vizia is further in the last hits compared to Palintimos. Palintimos, though, a couple of denies, 5 denies and 6 here for the Dawnbreaker. So not too bad. Not too bad at all. The glimpse comes out now as well. Hellscream going to take a hell of a lot of damage from that, from being glimpsed back. Max range. Well, you know, max range damage.
Pull roots and run.
So we'll see. We shall see how they're going to play this one. Palintimos, again, going for the 2 points into the Treants. But they will be burnt down. The Celestial Hammer comes out. The Starbreaker comes out as well. I'm surprised we're not seeing more of the Starbreaker, excuse me, Dawnbreaker off lane. Well, the Starbreaker with the Dawnbreaker here in the off lane, with the Nature's Prophet being so popular and how quickly he just comes through. And mid lane, though, Malrine taking a lot of damage from the Spirit Siphon. Has the haste rune, has the regen coming up from the bottle now as well. That's not awful for Malrine. Because again, he can play away. He's even going to get the Hellscream coming in, you know, TP'd himself back. The bottle passing over, and Malrine with a full bottle once again. And yeah, he's got the shield crash. He's got himself the swashbuckle to get himself away if the Spirit Siphon starts to come out. But he can't even look for those last hits with the swashbuckle. So not awful here for the Pangolier. And we'll see how Hayes is going to be able to play around this top lane, though. Violent. They're just going to try and use this to clean up the Eidolons. Back in the mid lane, we'll see the Death Prophet going straight for the Rod of Atos. This seems to be the build here for the Death Prophet at the minute. Just straight into that. No boots of travel, no BKB right off the bat. Just the Rod of Atos to get the lockdown. You know, if you're not behind, because sometimes we see if you're behind, you go for the Yule Scepter. But if you are kind of in a comfortable position, you go for the Rod of Atos. It means the chase down is going to be pretty good. You get the lockdown, the Atos, you just Spirit Siphon them to death. Well, here, still see here if Baxton's maybe overextended. No cookie to come through. As Violent just continues to farm. Top of the net worth as well. Again, he's got that Falcon's Blade going towards what looks like his power treads as well. So Violent, he's having a pretty good time on the Morphling. Meanwhile, Sobad's going to be able to come in, take some Malefice. Actually, stood up, the cookie comes out now as well, the waveform. Shagarat, does he go down? Rocket Flow comes out. Sobad is going to get so low, but the Eidolons should be cleaned up here from Violent, and he will be able to get a little bit more farm from that there as well. And yeah, Shagarat underneath the tier 1 tower. He got taken down. Meanwhile, in the river, though, Malin gets a kill onto Mary Y. Might be able to go for even more with the Rolling Thunder. Maybe just get himself away from the Exorcism. Yeah, that is about halfway through, about a third of the way through for the Death Prophet. So Fort will be used. Baxton trying to roam behind enemy lines now as well. They do want to try and go for the backstab here now as well with this Invis rune. But Clockwork, does he set up for this gank? Hellscream is still here. The Stomp comes out now as well. But you can see that Hayes, he's coming around the back of this, around the side of the tower, looking to set up. Swashbuckle comes through from Malrine. Will even be the high five with the tower now. Shield crash out of the cogs. It looks like Malrine, he should be away. Hellscream might not be as lucky though. The glimpse comes out. There's going to be the 2-man rotation from the supports. They get the kill onto Hellscream. Vizio on the bottom lane. He's going to be able to take down Palintimos, and now on the top lane. No Solar Guardian, didn't have the mana for it, so it will be the kill onto Violent. So okay, first Black Hole is a success. We'll tick that one off. Yeah, if Dawnbreaker had... No wand charge, there's nothing like that. He doesn't even have a wand. If that Solar Guardian had enough mana to come out on the Dawnbreaker, potentially Violent lives there, but they knew how low Dawnbreaker was mana-wise, so Sugarat just commits, was able to get the kill, because Violent, you know, a lot of attribute shift going the way of Agi. He's just going to be punished here from Sugarat. So, TP'd himself to the top lane. Back in it. You got to be in it to win it here. Sobad, does he want to come through? That's a lot of Eidolons here that could be cleaned up by the Snapfire. They want to try and go for the Morphin, but the Morphin sees this army. And now the waveform, the cookie comes in now as well. Solar Guardian this time. It will come through. They're even going to be able to get a Brucey bonus and take down Bexon. That was a good turnaround coming out there from the side of Nemiga. Great set as well. Just to be able to go. Rotation comes in from Malrine. All of a sudden, 2 heroes disappear. And what else can they get from this? He even gets the ET a bit of experience in the mid lane. But ET comes out with a Storm. Even going to be able to get himself a haste. Does he want to try and go for the chase down? Just lets Hayes go. Bottom lane, once again, Palintimos will be able to get some revenge here with the help of Murray Y. I wonder if that's for anybody there, the Murray Y. You know, we had Depressed Kid, who had, before he changed to Kiyotaka, his name was Depressed Kid, and he had, I'm assuming it was a woman's name, that was like the sponsor tag after his name tag. So, you know, maybe we were assuming that's why he was depressed, but it seems to have got over it, got himself a new tag there as well, and I just wonder if the Murray Y, hopefully not breaking the Disruptor's heart sometime soon. As Hayes just be able to get this free farm in the mid lane, even keeping the catapult at a distance now as well. Exorcism. It's going to be up now for the Death Prophet. So he might be able to, with the catapult here still in the river, look to push down onto the tier 1. Top lane, how's Shagrat looking? Just going straight into the Spirit Vessel. Good item to have, because you don't usually see the BKB that often on the Morphin. But the Morph could still... What's the item going to be after the Falcon's Blade for him? Dragonlance. Looks like it will be... No, it's going to be the Asher. So what? Manta Style? Okay, bottom lane. They might go into Murray Y. In the trees, though, with the Tumbler's Toy. So he makes a hasty retreat here, and Aleikum, they aren't in a bad position at all here. You've got your Nature's Prophet that's looking into the jungle. If you open up a lane with either the Death Prophet or the Enigma, you can look to TP the Nature's Prophet to that. Look for the push out as Murray Y could be in some trouble. There is a smoke rotation coming through, but the backup as well from ROBBNROLL on the back line. Stumbler's Toy comes out. The Storm will still connect, but the Stormbreaker just on the edge of its Celestial Hammer. Damage will be there. Stack Storm. No, he walks himself out of it. The Glimpse will still be there now as well, but the multiple kisses, they're going to start to rain down as well onto Hayes. They might be able to get the kill onto Malorine. He will fall. The tower getting the last couple of shots, and now the Cookie, it gets the Snapfire out of safety. Trying to use that little shutter, but it looks like Vazia going to get himself away from this one. Hayes gets the kill onto Sobat, and Vazia drops to Shagrat. Shagrat with the TP in, holding that black hole. Got the Spirit Vessel off there as well. And while this is going on, top lane, Palintimos just looking for the push. And this was what I was talking about, right? That they're taking some good fights on the ROBBNROLL, so they're just looking for these objectives. They're looking to roam around. Hand of Midas on the Nature's Prophet as well. They've got this triple threat on the triple push. And even if it's just 2 of the 3 heroes committing onto one of the lanes in a fight, it means the third will always, well, I say always, there's an exorcism cooldown, but most of the time be able to push down on another lane, and it looks like he's going to fall to the Nature's Prophet here. Prophet even picking himself up the DD rune, which will be able to make that tower take a little bit easier on the top lane. So, Prophet, where else can they go? Shagrat, Murray, and Hayes. They're looking for a rotation, but there ain't no exorcism now for the next 76 seconds. So, bottom lane, they're looking for the push in. They're looking to do some damage, take these objectives now. Pushing onto that bottom lane tower might be the next one here. Shagrat, he's got these Eidolons up. They are looking to stack up there and spawn more Eidolons. So yeah, mid lane, so bad. How is he looking? Just looking for a bit of farm, maybe. I wouldn't be surprised to see the shard come out from the Snapfire really early on as well. In fact, to be the next item to come out for the Snapfire, he might go for the Greaves on Sobad, but the Cookie into the Scatterblast probably going to be really useful at clearing off the creep waves, clearing off these little minions that come out here from the side of the ROBBNROLL with the Molten Cookie. The Overcooked Cookie? I don't know. Maybe just a little bit. They're going to be able to get the jump onto Hayes now as well. So I'll finish that thought in a minute. And it looks like they're going to be able to get it off a really good Earth Splitter now as well. Into the Mortar begins raining down. And they even get the stun. The Static Storm comes through. But they still take down Shagrat. Can they go to Bexham? Bexham trying to run himself away. Seeds of Serenity are on the ground. But it looks like he might go down. Meanwhile, back in the mid lane, they take down Murray Y. The Tumbler's Toy comes out. Where's that Storm? He gets the lockdown. He's probably going to be able to get the kill here onto the Clockwork. Even getting in front of him. The right click starts to come out. He's just looking for the body blocks now as well. As the rotation coming in from the Snapfire. The Snapfire has that Cookie to come out. Scatterblast will be the... Maureen gets it with a swash. And Lava Cookie. That's what I was thinking of. The Lava Cookies for the Snapfire. That's what the shard is. Yeah, good fight going the way of Nemiga. Getting themselves back into it. Taking, what, 4 heroes? What's that? Yeah, 4 heroes down. The Nature's Prophet did survive. He was looking for more farm on the top lane here as well. Getting himself close to... but not yet secure in the Maelstrom. Prophet, I assume it's going to be a Gleipnir here as well. And not the Melania. Mjolnir? Melania?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I should know this one. Mew Mew? Yeah, whatever. Palintimos. Is he going to back up the rest of his team now? Shagrat's going to come in. The Exorcism will be popped. Black Hole is available. It looks like Shagrat is going towards the Greaves. Gets disarmed as the sleep comes out onto the Death Prophet. So if you want to go even further onto this, was that Solar Guardian 29 seconds away. So this is going to be a good opening. They get the hookshot onto the Hellscream now as well. ET, he's going to be sent home. No need to phone. Just sent straight there. And now, Sobat, well, grouped up with Violet, trying to help out. The Tumbler's toy comes up. Murray sees him. The cookie will be used, and Sobat glimpsed right back into the waiting arms of the Death Prophet. He predicted this one here. As Hayes gets the kill onto Sobat. 9 to 10. Okay, Nemiga, they are going to be the first to break the 10-kill barrier. But, you know, UALEIKUMNIHAO not too far behind.
I like how this one feels.
Let's see what Shagrat wants to go towards after the Greaves. I would prefer the BKB. If you get the Clockwork Hookshot in you, you've got to watch out for the Solar Guardian. So, I mean, the Blink Dagger is still an option. Not gonna bag on that. But like I say, just with Vizier being able to come in with his Solar Guardian, I think the quicker the BKB's out the Enigma, the better. Just to make sure he can get these black holes off uninterrupted. Hellscream, gonna be the drums for him. So not satisfied. I mean, he's got his big fist cosmetic. I think Hellscream here. So yeah, gonna be able to play these drums really, really well. As Plintimos has that Maelstrom up, going towards the BKB.
Do it with flair.
Vex and Murray, they're looking for a rotation though and engage. So see Vizier. Gonna be a shard into the Blink Dagger here for Vizier. As Violent still looks to continue to push down onto this tier 2 tower now as well. Violent's looking pretty darn good. Net worth wise, he's still going to be top of the net worth, even with the Hand of Midas being out for the Nature's Prophet. You know, Violent, he's still keeping himself about 1,000 gold ahead of the Prophet. He's actually going to go towards his BKB after the Master Style as well. So, Shagrat, Murray, looking to put some pressure onto the top lane. The tier 2 tower does still stand, even Plintimos keeping in now, but the Celestial Hammer to be thrown out, and you have to walk yourself through the fire and the flames. Not only is that a cracking song, but going to be the reality here for the Eidolons, for the Treants. While that's going on, you can see the Violent, he's just stepping up, he's getting Violent towards his tower. Going to be able to take it down with the Master Style now, getting low. There's no fortification left on the side of UALEIKUMNIHAO. So, Rocket Flare comes in, but the tier 2 tower, it will go down. Violent picking this one up. His rotations. He's got himself an Invis Room and the Rod of Atos. So the potential to set up for something here now as well. And what's it going to be for the Enigma? It's still going towards the Greaves. It's going to be about 800 gold away from completing the Greaves on the Enigma. So what's that? Probably the next minute and a half, 2 minutes? As long as, I mean, he's not really farming here as well. He's not pushing the lanes out with the Eidolons. He's just looking to group up with his teammates from behind. They might be able to get the jump into Hellscream, though. It's actually going to be able to Mallory. Mallory gets that roll pop. The Silence comes in. Starts to storm now as well. They might just get the kill. Yeah, Mallory, he gets caught out of position. Hellscream just goes straight, just like, no. He's leaving. He is out of there, leaving Mallory to his fate. And this will open up the Roche. He's
under attack.
Has that exorcism available if he wants to use it, which he will want to. Absolutely. The Treants, the Eidolons coming through now as well. Let's see how quickly this Roshan's going to go down. We need someone special here. We need, like, the Count from, you know, Sesame Street, because I don't think we're getting that far into this one. Roshan, yeah, it's going to go down. Quick one here from the side of UALEIKUMNIHAO. It does mean that the exorcism is down, as Plintimos picking up that Aegis. Still looking for the farm, so he's looking to split up from the rest of his team. And even though he does have this Aegis, Philosopher's Stone on the deck as well. Gonna TP that one back. Smoke coming out. Yeah, Nemiga can still look for an engage. If Plintimos isn't going to play with his teammates with this Aegis, they could still take a 4v5 fight. 4v4, you know, something like that. You've got the split push coming through as well from the Dawnbreaker. So if they do find a good fight, find a good jump. Speaking about finding a good jump, they might be able to find Plintimos not once, but potentially twice here. He moves himself into the mid lane, and the rest of the team aren't going to be so lucky. Stomp comes out. There's going to be the waveform in. Did he get the kill onto the Clockwork now as well? Just holding that black hole and holding the Solar Guardian, but it looks like Murray Y, the glimpse is going to come through. He might still chase down onto the Disruptor. The Disruptor, he's been caught out. He's definitely going to be killed off. And Vazzy picks it up and now opening up this tier 1 tower on the top lane. So even with the Aegis here, UALEIKUMNIHAO, they don't want to look for a fight. They don't want to be engaged in a 5v5 anytime soon. I think we're actually going to go for the shard as well, which... Malefice. It's the Malefice increase. So the stun duration and creates an Eidolon every stun. So yeah, that's quite nice. You know, you drop your own army, you've got the Malefice coming out, so you always have something to kind of, with the stun going off, you have to follow it with the damage. Let's see what Palintimos wants to do with his teammates here. If they want to go for a group up and a push in with this Aegis, you know, if they want to try and make something happen, might not be the worst thing in the world, even though, I mean, all their ultimates are up apart from the Exorcism. 20 seconds away, not the biggest time in the world. By the time that fight breaks out, by the time the fight, you know, kicks off, 10 seconds away from that, that's not a massive timing. They might even use it to push, because they are starting to group up now on the side of UALEIKUMNIHAO. They might try and group up onto this tier 2 on the top lane.
Top tower is under attack.
Yeah, Palintimos, the push comes in, fortification comes out, you still have the Eidolons, you still have the Treants, well, you still have most of the Treants. Some of the Treants. A couple of Treants. It says top lane, Cookie comes out now, so I'm trying to clean them up with the Scatter Blast, and I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, Snapfire still doesn't have that shard, opting to go towards a 4-staff first, so the Cookie, not going to be that Lava Cookie just yet, not going to be as effective at cleaning up the creep wave, but, however, hang on a minute, let's just take a reframe on this, let's refresh. Palintimos takes that tier 2 tower on the top lane. The pressure being put onto the bottom lane here from Nemiga. Violent is here. The group up in the Radiant jungle now as well. Ooh, do they want to go for the jump on to the Stormbreaker? Stormbreaker's away. And yeah, tier 3 tower on the bottom lane. It doesn't take a whole lot of damage, but the threat is there. And Nemiga, the threat, it's like... the most important part, well no, taking the tower is the most important part, but, you know, the threat of it, that's important too. It forces the rotation back here from the UALEIKUMNIHAO. They might look for a fight, 4 heroes grouped up. And 3 heroes not going to be here from the side of Nemiga.
Homing in.
So, Violent in the trees, Hellscream, did they want to set up for something again? They're going to be careful because there's going to be 4 heroes smoked up waiting for something to happen. Palintimos, he's still got that Aegis as well. So even if he goes down the first time, you know, it might not be the second time for Nemiga. They might just get overrun. And yeah, with the teammates being away, I think Hellscream as well as Violent, they just back themselves away. Okay, no, Violent is going to come in with a waveform, clear up some of these Treants. And again, just keeping the pressure on the lane in this bottom lane, keeping it pushed out. How's he looking, Prophet? 58 seconds left on the Aegis, going towards the Gleipnir. So, not even going to see if he's worthy of the power of Thor. Just going to go straight in for the Gleipnir. Which still comes from Viking lore. I'm pretty sure. From the Viking gods. I think the Gleipnir is the weapon that held down Sleipnir. The wolf. Yeah, that sounds about right. In fact, I think it's actually in the lore of the item. Let's take a look. Because I'm a massive nerd, and these things are fun. Finding forged by an impossible means to leash an ancient evil, yeah. Sleipnir is a horse, right? It's, what am I thinking of? What's the wolf's name?
Radiant are
Yeah, Sleipnir is the horse. Oh god, what's the wolf called? Production, if you want to chime in as well, if you have any idea. I have to Google it, otherwise it's going to drive me crazy. I don't have a co-caster to tell me. Fenrir! Fenrir is the wolf and Sleipnir is the horse. Sorry, I had to Google it, otherwise it'd drive me crazy. Malrine, going to be farming up, has his Ags shard set to Diffusal Blade to come out now as well. Going towards the Blink. He's got himself his own BKB as well as the Atos. So he wants the Shivas to come out for Death Prophet. Shagara. Is Enigma... Okay, Spirit Vessel and Greaves. Blink and BKB to follow up. So yeah, it's still, you've still got to worry about until this. I wonder if he goes for the BKB first, even though the Blink Dagger's queued up first. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for the BKB first. Just again, if he wants to go for the Black Holes, and these Solar Guardians are going to come out, they do interrupt until the Enigma has the BKB. Meanwhile, though, in the jungle, Blintamo's going to try and TP behind Vizier here. No Aegis anymore. The Static Storm comes out. Do they have enough lockdown to get the kill? It looks like the Rolling Thunder's going to come through now as well. So Jaggerat, he's going to go down first, but Vizier will still fall. And can they get any more out of this? To take down the Disruptor now as well. Clockwork, he's going to be the next one. They take a great fight. They take down 4. Hayes going to get himself away from this one. He just barely gets the TP away.
Unlucky, I guess.
And that was a great fight there from Nemiga. They were the ones that got engaged on there as well, but they take 4 heroes down. They get a great set of results coming through with Rolling Thunder. And he have Vizier, even with that Static Storm going, he's a pretty tanky hero with a pipe as well. So really hard to take him down. Going to be close to the BKB as well. And the Disruptor nowhere near, not even started on the Axe. So yeah, Hayes looking towards that Shivas. That's going to be the 9-second BKB on cooldown here as well. Violent looking to push out the lane and actually change his mind. So it's going to be the Daedalus after the BKB. Prophet. Oh. His Hand of Midas is off cooldown. You know, that's the worst thing. You're dead and you've got a Hand of Midas and you want to use it. It's like the efficiency, man. That's the worst part of it. That's what really twists the knife here up against the Leikumnihao, when you just cannot use that Hand of Midas because you're dead. Morphin not going to be too far away. In fact, I think he has the Daedalus coming out now as well. Finishes off the Demon Edge. Oh, excuse me, buys up the Demon Edge. Finishes off the Daedalus. And even an Elven Tunic here for the Morphin. Everything is coming up Millhouse for the Morphin. We'll see. Actually, does he want to go to... Sure, he does want to go towards the Elven Tunic. Okay. It looks like Vizier's keeping it for now. He's going to say, no, I found it. It's mine. Get your own Tunic. But I suppose that the Vanguard... excuse me, the Vambrace. It's not the Vanguard. Could you imagine if a Vanguard dropped as a neutral item at, like, level 2? The Vambrace is still going to be nice for the Morphin. The attack speeds come out here for him. You know, the stats, they are pretty nice for the Morph, so not going to be showing his shoulders at this one. Dawnbreaker getting close to that BKB. I'm hearing a Rolling Thunder. Who do they want to go into Beckness? Bexan, he's going to be the one that gets locked down. The Stomp comes through. This is going to be a bit of a stompy kill. Yeah, Vizier comes in with the Starbreaker there as well. Vizier gets the kill onto Baxen. Roshan, it's going to be 1 minute and 46 away, but it looks like now the buyback. They think the Roshan might be back up, but Violent, he gets the kill onto Murray Wise to be able to get the chase down as well. He gets that morphed into Jaggerat, so Malphis comes through. And yeah, no, that's the buyback in the Clockwork. The death of the Disruptor. They think this Roshan, this is going to be a Roshan fight, but Rosh, he's still not up for the next 1 minute and 25. And they just couldn't get the engage off that. While that's going on, Plintamos was pushing down the bottom lane. So we'll see what Nemiga want to do into this pit. You know, if they're going to hang around here, maybe take a pick off or 2, maybe look for a fight. And if it does go their way, I mean, 30 minutes in, you're only 7k ahead. It's not a massive, massive difference between the two teams. You know, Plintamos, net worth-wise now as well, is top. So Violent, it's not too far behind, but the Nature's Prophet finally taken over with this Hand of Midas. And we'll see as the D-Wars comes out from the just exactly what Nemiga can do here around the Roche Pit. Yeah, already just coming through. Roshan, 27 seconds away. Hayes is thinking about it. He's planning. You can see him in the dark room. You know, no distractions, no sunlight. They're gamers.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Jaggerat takes down Violence Courier. It was only clarity being brought in. I mean, what's the courier ever done to you, right? That you deserve to commit an act of violence up against him and take him away from the game.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Just to punish Violent.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
I don't know. Bexon in the river.
Radiant's courier has
He's
been killed.
Trying to come through the Rolling Thunder. Might actually no. Ooh, do they actually connect on this? They do. The Fuse Blade comes out as well. The roll up onto Murray. Murray is going to be able to get himself away from this one. They pop the BKB with Hayes. And Hayes now with this Rolling Thunder coming to an end with the change targets and Bagson. Don't forget he's already bought back once before this fight broke out. So he's not going to have this one if he wants it. Violent gets the kill onto an Observe Ward of all things. Visor takes down Murray Y. Violent onto Bagson. And now they can chase out. No, the blink away. The Death Prophet will be away safe. But, however, Lintimos has been pushing out this bottom lane. He takes a tier 1 and he wants to come in even further now as well. This Roshan, look at how quickly this is falling. This is just Violent on this as well. You know, it ain't anybody else. Did he give the shard over? He had a double damage rune. He takes the shard here as well. So the attribute shift, even when he's going to be stunned up, the Morphling will still be able to get it off. And they might even go for some more. Looking towards that tier 2 tower in the mid lane. Bit of pressure, Nemiga, they've got themselves the Dragon Lance, the Hurricane Pike coming up for the Morphling here as well. How is the side of UALEIKUMNIHAO looking? Yeah, Enigma still about 100 gold away from the Blink. And again, even if he does get a great, like the amazing, like the bestest Blink engage of his life, you know, if the Dawnbreaker's not caught in it, it's going to go bye-bye. In fact, you have the Basha being started on the Pango as well, so the Swashbuckle from a distance. Yeah, there's going to be more than one option here from the side of Nemiga if that Black Hole comes out to cancel it. Death Prophet is... How's he looking here as well? BKB down to 7 seconds. Morphling's BKB down to 7 seconds as well. Just trying to put a bit of siege on the base, and within the the Enigma being up, the push from Nemiga, just getting the tongue twisted by the 2 words there. But yeah, the push from Nemiga isn't great when you've got the Eidolons to come out and push the lane back out. You do really need to commit to trying to take it down. With this Aegis, it might be a little bit easier. There's Pangolier going towards, again, that Basher if he wants it. He's not too far away from the goal to pick it up here. In fact, what's it going to be? In fact, I think he's got the gold if he wants it just now. Yeah, so let's see if he buys out here, Pangolier. If he's saving this buyback maybe for a fight to break out. Or is it? No, it might just be another 50 gold away. My maths is wrong. Constantly. Faxon trying to go for the TP, but the jump in now as well. The Starbreaker. Ooh, that TP if it was half a second longer. Not even half a second though. Faxon, he doesn't get out alive. Yeah, Pango straight up buys out the Basher now. Finds it. I mean, with Nemiga being in the driver's seat, the buybacks are less important. Not completely irrelevant, but less important because you are expecting to take these fights. So the items in the fights are more important than the buybacks because for Nemiga, they are thinking they're going to be the ones to come ahead. So they don't need these buybacks as importantly, especially with UALEIKUMNIHAO being pushed back into the base. And we'll just see if that's going to be the case here. Mid lane, they just blow up Murray. No survival now as well. The Starbreaker comes through with the Solar Guardian. Can he get the kill onto Clockwork? He gets caught out. They've got the lockdown. He goes for that hook shot before he potentially goes down. Can they do the damage onto the kill here? Clockwork still going down with the Rolling Thunder. And the roll up, they do get the kill. And it looks like... I think they're about to get down Hayes as well. Hayes gets pretty darn low. Hayes has to run himself away from this one. Violent, though, he uses his BKB. And it looks like he's still got the Aegis, so he's still going to be fine. And it looks like Violent looking to do the damage onto the racks. They're looking to break the base. They're looking to take away a lane of racks here from the side of UALEIKUMNIHAO. And Violent, he can carry on going. He did use the BKB. He has that Aegis now for the next minute and a bit. But UALEIKUMNIHAO, can he set up for a fight? Because there's going to be another one. The Static Storm comes out. He tries to pop the Mantis Tower. It's not good enough. The Black Hole. There's no follow-up from Starbreaker now. You do still get the kill, though. And it doesn't matter. Shagrat, yeah, GG gets called. The diving comes through from Visor. They clean it up. And Nemiga, 20k net worth lead, 24 kills over 11, 34 minutes in. It was a great play from Nemiga, and this is what I still think UALEIKUMNIHAO. They tried the push coming in on this line of racks early on. They tried to take some quick objectives, and I think up against a weaker team that does work out. But Nemiga, again, probably the favorites to get that top slot in the division, move themselves up to Division 1. Violent looking good, 7-1-8 up against Polintamos, 2-3-2. So they could just never really get the kills on the board here on the side of UALEIKUMNIHAO after that initial start. Nemiga, they had the draft, they had some great answers to what UALEIKUMNIHAO had drafted, and just got themselves in a comfortable position. So they will be able to take game number 1. UALEIKUMNIHAO not out of it just yet, though. They do have one more game at least to come, and we'll see if they're going to be able to take it back to a 1-1 or if Nemiga are going to be able to take this in a 2-0 fashion. Again, looking really comfortable in that first game, so we'll see here Nemiga in the driver's seat after this break if they're going to be able to take the second game as well. We'll see you after this.